The Mushroom Kingdom, a land of wonder, mystery, and secrets. The creatures of this land are very interesting, from two-legged no-arms mushrooms to literal bullets. But I see no one going over all these creatures, which is where I come in. Hi, I'm Game Genius, but you can call me GG for convenience sake. And I would like to try and take you on a tour through the whole Mushroom Kingdom to see all the wonderful creatures that inhabit it. Go with me as we look at every single Mario enemy. The Goombas is like Bowser. The Goomba is one of this land's more simple creatures, and in turn, one of its more harmless. The defense plan of the Goomba is to walk into predators like the plumber running across these lands to help get off footage. Their origin seems to be mushroom people who backstab the kingdom, but then again, these are supposed to be mushrooms. Although this is a mushroom as well, and all act completely differently from each other. So who knows, it could be punishment for betraying the Mushroom Kingdom, but I'm just guessing. Later we see a new creature, the Koopa Troopa. A very interesting creature due to it having 4 versions, a trait unique to them and them alone. Green Koopas we see here are the most simple-minded, walking left for an attack and hiding in its shell for defense, which only keeps it safe for a short time until it escapes for the cycle to repeat until it is kicked. The right version is slightly smaller, understanding how pits work and acting accordingly, never falling into them, though they share a rare feature with the Green Koopas. The change come in with the Green Paratroopa, which doesn't really fly as much as it jumps, making it harder to kill, but easier to dodge. Although it is worth noting, the wings can never grow back after loss. Red Koopa Paratroopers are more capable of actual flight in our one viewing of them as far as we can see, though it seems to be more of a handicap since they lose the intellect to avoid pits. Animals aren't the only interesting creature in the kingdom, as even the plants have some intelligence. The Prion plant has grown to have the ability to attack with a giant man-eating mouth. The attack in a 5-second up and down loop, but for whatever reason stops when our Italian approaches, only being able to be killed with fireballs. The plant isn't the most dangerous of enemies. They are used as blocks for warp zones and underground and water stages. Speaking of underwater stages, the Booper is one of those creatures that live underwater. The squid-like beings are unique to the waters in this land. They can only go in diagonals upward, and to go down they slowly have to float there. Their danger comes from their unique movement pattern, which is unlike any other enemy. They seem to have the ability to follow you throughout the stage, if only they could swim as fast as the plumber. Seriously though, how are they slower than you? Like, these guys are meant to swim. Another creature made to swim is the Cheep Cheep, a fish-like creature that also has 2 variants, but I'm gonna call them the same, since the differences between them are slow and normal speeds. They slowly move through the water, only barely acknowledging the Jumpman, and only willing to slowly move towards him for a attack. This makes them a very passive and seemingly peaceful creature, and leads until it jumps like 400 meters in the air! Which makes them vulnerable to jumps, by the way. You can't jump underwater, so I don't think I have to explain how, you know. Fireball. I have nothing to say on these guys. The fireballs, that's all. They're called Podo Boos, which is a dumb name. What the heck does that even mean? What's that for translation? Give me a minute. To it, in the later games, they are given eyes, so let's just... There we go. Now that's a creature. they can jump. And that's about all I got. Hammer Bros are Koopa variants that have grown hands and access to an infinite number of hammers that are thrown in arcs. Our camera person had a hard time getting footage of them due to their irregular hammer throws, but the hammer arc allowed him to get a chance to make it to them. At least until they got tired and just ran towards them in an attempt to get their viewing. They can even jump without a set of wings, although they usually jumped on breaks which commonly lead to their death. Lakitus are like the Hammer Bros, but instead they fly on a cloud and throw the eggs of their own pet, which is really dark when you hit one with a firefly in the air and basically kill a child that wasn't even born. The Lakitus themselves have no attack strategy, just floating on a cloud, hoping creatures can't reach them, which most can. More interesting are the pets of the Lakitus, the Spinies. The Spinies have a population control mechanism, since only 3 to 4 of them can be on screen at a time. Their spiny back makes it so that jumping on them is an impossibility. Their own eggs are even given a defense system in the form of, well, spikes, which is good considering how much Lakitus care about them. Just roll right into the world. Getting footage of them was especially difficult. The Buzzy Beetle, in turn, was much easier. Being beetles, they have a immunity to fire, making them the only creature with this feature. They are also unique in the fashion that they have no coming out of their shell animation, they just kind of do. They have the right Koopa trait of not falling down bottomless pits. Are these guys just Koopa Troopas? Last but not least on our journey through this land is the Bullet Bill. Good old Bullet William over here comes out of a cannon hanging straight for a train in its path. It's usually with other cannons to help hitting their targets. Now, you might ask, why do these guys get a whole section while I just trash on Potobos? Well, Bullet Bills were given eyes in this game, and I didn't have to edit them in. So as far as I can tell, they got life. I mean, got eyes, got a mouth. That's all you needed for life. They fire rhythmically as well, like all enemies should. That concludes our journey through the Mushroom Kingdom and its very interesting creatures. The world is a true wonder, isn't it? Being able to live in such harmony without bothering one another makes you think how most of the destruction comes from one overweight, underpaid Italian plumber who also is our cam guy. Dick 'em. Anyways, I'm Gigi, your guy, and I hope I can see you all again.